Hello, welcome. Hi, everybody. So here we are. We are in Rabat. We're in Sala, and we are walking towards Rabat. Let me just check who's here. Hold on just a second. I've got to go back through all these comments. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Joanne. Joanne, you're having a fantastic time there in Tbilisi. And Lynn. Hi, Lynn. Welcome. Lovely to see you. All right. So here we are. We're in, as I said, we're in Sala.
Welcome.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
Are
Thank you.
from?
Australia.
Welcome.
Would you like to say hello to these people in Canada? And
Yes.
there you go. And the UK. Bye. Okay. Friendly fellows. Okay. Hi, Natasha. Great to see you. All right, so we're walking towards Rabat, and what I mean by that is we are walking towards the means of transport that's going to take us to Rabat. So let me turn this camera around so you can see what I mean by that. And the wind is up. I have my little muffle for my microphone, but it does slip down. And if occasionally you get some wind noise, that's because I've not grabbed hold of it before it slipped down. Okay, here we go. Here we are. Here we go. And we are going to board one of these little boats here. But over here on my right, this is the Baragreb, I think that's how you say it, river. And this is the mouth of the river just over here. And then up above the river mouth is the Kasbah of the Udayas. And then over here, we can see there's a fleet of small boats. There's fishing boats. Then there is the most recent construction in Rabat, which is the Mohammed VI Tower, which up until a couple of years ago was the tallest tower in Africa. Just recently been overtaken by one in Egypt and one in Algeria. The Algerian one is a minaret of a mosque. I think this looks a bit slippery. I'm going to have to be a little bit careful coming down here, so I'm going to let go of my microphone for a second. Hi, Emily. Great to see you. I haven't seen you in ages. How are you doing? Okay. So there are kids swimming underneath us. And this is how we are going to get across to the other side to Rabat in one of these little boats. So it's going to be a bit of an adventure getting into the boat, but I will have assistance. We just need to establish which one we're going to get into first of all. So, are we? This one here?
Okay, give me that.
We? No, it's all right. You just grab me. Okay. All right. So we are boarding this little boat. Excusez-moi. Merci. Oui. Okay. Here we are. We are on the boat. And Natasha says, gorgeous sinking sun. Emily says, I know times haven't worked as well. I'm so happy to catch you. It's lovely to see you as well. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to try and position myself in such a way that we can be looking at the Medina. The Medina is over here. This is a World Heritage listed, a UNESCO World Heritage listed site, the Medina, the old Rabat Medina, and then over to the right. I'm not going to point straight into the sun all the time. Oh, this fellow is making coffee. Look. He's making coffee on his boat. I just saw him with a steaming pot. Look at that. Or maybe it's tea. It could be tea. That's tea. Yeah, I can see the cups next to his knee there. Okay. And then over here is the Kasbah. And that's where we're heading today. As soon as we get, I think we might need, maybe they're waiting for a few more passengers before we take off. No particular timetable here. We just take off when the boatman says it's time to go. Oh, okay, we're going to turn around this way. Richard's indicating that we should be looking over in that direction at the market stalls. There's umbrellas. I guess there's food stalls over there. When we got off the boat yesterday, there was a bunch of kids just jumping off this rail here straight into the water and off the rocks. They're not around today. I think it's a lower tide, much lower tide today than it was yesterday when we were here. So let's just, here we go. There's a few more people getting onto the boat now. Don't know what he's saying. Obviously getting very passionate about something. Perhaps they're discussing whether it's time to go or not. Well, he's got hold of the rope. I think that's a good sign. That's probably a good sign that we're about to take off. Oh, yes. All right. We're taking off now. Now, you watch this guy as he rows. This is really... All right. Now, they stand up to row. Now, this is a real physical workout, I have to tell you. This is amazing what they do here. And we're off. Only a tiny little bit. Few words. English. I won't. Okay, thank you. I'm pointing at his legs. Yeah. Okay, so we need to be extra careful that we're not actually filming these people because they've made us a special request, and obviously that's absolutely fine. So let's have a look in this direction. The beautiful coloured boats over there. And you might be able to see a tram crossing the river. There's a bridge over in the distance there with a tram crossing at the moment. All right, so you can see that there's a lot of new construction across the river in Sala. So that's more or less the new city or the new town now, although there is an old Medina in behind there. And then on this side we have the old Medina. And that's as quick as it takes to get across the river. Oh, there was a big splash. And there's another boat taking off. So we'll see the prices of the crossing when we disembark. That's the right word for a boat, isn't it? When we disembark from the boat, we'll see the prices of the cost of crossing. Just let these people go ahead of us and then we'll go. Alrighty. And I'm going to need assistance to get off the boat as well. My knees don't work as well as they used to. Okay, you first. There we go. And we're off. Okay, so this is the price of a crossing on the boat. To go there is 250 dirham, There and return is 5 dirham, and then we have various other excursions that you can take to other places further along the river and a little further away. There's the marina, there's the bridge, the theatre, and the tower. Okay, let's head towards the Kasbah. So we're going to pass a floating restaurant up ahead. There's a lot more life around at this time of day than there is during the day. So we have people cooking. I think they're cooking chickpeas. We had some chickpeas yesterday as a takeaway snack, and corn. Yep, so there's chickpeas over here. Chickpeas and corn. And then in front of us we have the floating restaurant called Dhow, D-H-O-W, which is the Arab word for merchant ship. Chickpeas and corn, yummy. Yeah, absolutely, Natasha. And then we have these funny little cars that the kids can hire. So I'll try and get into a position where we're not facing into the sun as soon as possible. We'll be entering into the Medina through this magnificent wall up ahead, of the Kasbah rather. So what's the difference between a Kasbah and a Medina? Well, the Medina is an old Arab city, and the Kasbah is a fortified city. It's both old North African or Arabian terms. And the Kasbah that we are heading towards is called the Kasbah de Udayas, Oudayas. It's a small world. And it dates from, well, the gate itself dates from the 10th century, but the actual Kasbah dates a little bit more recently than that, more towards, or Le Dhow rather, not Dhow. So that's the floating restaurant. Magnificent old ship. I don't know how authentic it is, but it looks pretty gorgeous. And it's lit up at night, obviously, so hopefully by the time we come back here towards the boats to return, it will be all lit up beautifully. We'll be able to have a look at it under lights. Dawn says I've got Rock the Kasbah going through my head. Understandable, Dawn. Understandable. By the Clash. Okay. So the Kasbah itself dates from around about the late 12th century, early 13th century, and it's changed hands many, many times. It's had invasions by families from Cordoba. Philip II sent his army or his ships down to wipe out the pirates at one point. There's been lots of attempts to quash the pirates that used to live around here and cause havoc around the Mediterranean and the Atlantic coast. But we're mainly interested in the setting sun today and the beautiful landscape. So let's head towards the gate. If I can remember how to get there, I'm pretty sure it's this way. we should be starting to see some lovely silhouettes of palm trees and the walls of the Kasbah right now. Okay, head over this way. We will need to climb some steps. Unavoidable in Morocco. There's steps everywhere. And cats. Cats everywhere as well. All right. So the walls are the original walls, but they have undergone some restoration, and that's fairly obvious, as you can see through the middle of the wall there. We're also seeing gun emplacements. Natasha says, I hate steps, but I like cats. So I don't know if you can see the guns now at the, we call them windows, the openings there in the wall. So there's guns placed there all the way along. And we're going to climb up these stairs here. Dawn says, love the palms against the setting sun. They're pretty gorgeous, aren't they, Dawn? I'm going to have another look up here now. And it's really, at this time of day, it's like the people come out after they've been inside all afternoon. And it's like in Italy where they have the promenade or the passeggiata. People just walking before they have a late dinner. This looks like they're making fairy floss. Yeah. Sugar apples and fairy floss. Okay, steps. Here we go, guys, our first set of steps. No, they're not active anymore, Natasha. They're just museum pieces now. Well, having said that, unless they're used for ceremonial purposes. There's a Maison de l'Artisan over there. So a place where traditional handicrafts are created and on display for sale. And we'll see those guns as we get a little bit closer, just walking up the hill here. Dawn says, we call it candy floss. Yeah, we call it fairy floss. And toffee apples. Yeah, that's the same. We call those toffee apples as well. Okay, so I'm just looking back towards the city, and we can see that tower in the background over there. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to head in through one of the gates and then up to a high point and try and get there in time for sunset. So we're not going to muck around and waste too much time, but we'll have lots of opportunities for some lovely postcards on the way. Natasha says cotton candy and candy apples in Canada. And Dawn says I like the name fairy floss. Yeah, it's pretty cute. There we go. Lots of turrets. And there's two of the guns up there. All right. And this is a lovely shot along here. Look at the palm trees and the colour of the wall. Now I know that the first door is closed. I think the second door is closed as well. We came in through one of these doors yesterday to go into the Andalusian garden, but that's shut after 6. So we won't be seeing the garden, unfortunately. Hi, Tariq. Lovely to see you. It's gorgeous, isn't it, Natasha? So we're just trying to find our way in through the city wall now, and I believe it's the third door. Should hopefully be our way in. And here's two more of these guns and the beautiful door. There you go, there's a postcard opportunity for you. And these beautiful palm trees. Now that door right up the top there is the largest entrance into the Kasbah, and it dates from the late 1100s. And I think it's called the Bab Udaya. I can't even say it anymore. Udaya. So that's the main door, and we'll come out. We'll pass that on the way out, coming back down. But we're going to go in through this one here. Hi, Mary Lou. I missed you. And don't apologise. I understand. Let's just grab a shot here before we go in. Okay. And here's this beautiful entrance. Look at it. I'm just trying to get that straight. It's not obliging. That's okay. Now, I wonder if those shells have anything to do with the Camino, because I know that that's the sign of St. James, and the Camino has that symbol all the way along it. All right, I'm just going to catch my breath just briefly, and then we'll continue. They are, aren't they, Natasha? I love the colours. Hang on, I've been tapped on the shoulder. Oh, look, we can see into the Andalusian garden through this gateway here. We can't go in there, but we can get a glimpse of it. So this beautiful formal garden with a fountain at its centre, laid out in a very traditional way in what's called the Andalusian style. And we will see more of those when we get to Marrakesh. I've already identified a couple that we'll be able to go and see. And this looks very much to me like, it may not be. No, it's not. I thought it was wattle. I thought it was what some of you guys call mimosa, but it's not. Okay, there's a lot of people leaving now. Thank you, Natasha. Take your time. So, yeah, Morocco cats of Morocco. All right, I am going to try and pick up the pace a little bit because I want to make sure that we get to the lookout point in time for sunset. And there's a little bit of climbing still to do. And we're going to see a lot of typical white walls, a lot of terracotta, a lot of ceramica, pottery, and they're all going that way. We go this way, don't we? Ah, the coffee shop. So there's a lot of tile wares, folk art style items, wood items for sale here. And then the painted ceramic earthenware pots, which look absolutely gorgeous as well. I'm just going to try and get you a nice shot with all these pots in place if I can. Does anyone feed the cats? Are they in good health? Yes and no, Dawn, as in yes, they do get fed. We see them being fed. We actually see little handfuls of kitty kibble being left out on the side of the street. We see bowls of water, and we also see a lot of cats in pretty ordinary condition. Some of them don't look very good at all. So there are a lot of cats and a lot of kittens that could use a good spaying program here. Richard read up on why cats are so common in Morocco, and the Moroccan people worship the cats. They idolize them. They welcome inside their homes. Apparently, yeah, they're known as a clean animal, so that's one of the reasons. But yes, a spaying program would definitely not go astray. That's for sure. All right. So we're going to climb up these stairs here. You're going to push from behind, everybody. There's a few postcard stalls. Orange juice is very common here in Morocco. No fleas. I have no idea. Emily, I haven't got close enough to find out. Yeah. I'm not sure that it's a good idea to kind of encourage them into restaurant areas, and that's the main place that we've been encountering them is around tables and cafes. Some of the cafe owners bring out spray bottles and spray them or flick them with water. We just had one, Natasha. Absolutely beautiful, freshly squeezed orange juice. We've been having one of those almost every day, and very cheap. Mostly. I don't think today's was all that cheap. Today's was a bit more expensive. It was in the higher ticketed restaurant area. $3 each, apparently. Okay. Oh, yeah, Natasha asked how much would that cost. Which way do we go here? Must be this way. Yes, Richard said about $3 each. Okay. Sure, we've missed a spot where there was a really lovely blue door, but that's okay. I'm sure we'll find another one. These windows are beautiful. They're all carved from sandstone. Yeah, Natasha, easily the same in Australia as well. All right, so there's some touristy shops there. And if we look this way, here's the Grand Mosque of the Kasbah. It's a minaret being lit up with the glow of sunset. There's a blue door, but there's some people in front of it. Lots of fresh timber work. So there's been a lot of carpentry recently done in this area as well. I know I pointed that out to you in both Fez and Sala, but it seems to be happening everywhere in Morocco. There's a beautiful carpet being hung out and a lovely door just here. So this must be the door perhaps to the mosque. The minaret is immediately above it. Emily says, is the cost of living higher here than in Asia? Yes, it's higher than Asia, Emily, but still cheaper than Europe or Australia. About a third, you reckon, less? Yeah. Accommodation's more expensive than Asia. Our budget is taking a bit of a hit because the cost of living is higher here than Asia, and we were living quite frugally in Asia. But we were also aware that it would be more expensive here. Okay, I'm going to just show you this beautiful door down here. There's a couple of ladies coming my way, so I just have to be mindful of their privacy. Let's look up at these windows first. The window boxes with geraniums, and then down here we have this beautiful door. Look at it. Absolutely gorgeous. There we go. Lovely. And it's called Dar Rislana. Okay. Let's head back this way. So we have an artist studio here. And this is an art shop with a beautiful carved door. No. YouTube. Sorry? Oh. Oh, my name? Explore with Lynn. It's not there. Explore with Lynn. Okay. They wanted to know my username, but I didn't understand what he was saying. So I really like these paintings here. They're gorgeous. All right. Let's keep moving. Okay, so this store was closed yesterday, but I still love the blue pots in front of this door. You like the pup painting? Okay, so people coming towards me. Try not to intrude on them as best possible. And we are here, hopefully, just in time. Let's see what we've got. Have we made it or have we missed it? It is in a different direction to what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be more over this way. So we have to come around this side to actually see it. But that's okay. Because it's looking pretty beautiful. It's rather hazy, which is giving an interesting glow. Okay. I'm going to see if I can be creative here. Let me see. Can I get that lined up with... Don't know if I can do it. Let me see if I can do this. No, I don't think I can. I was going to try and see if I could get the sun lined up with one of those lanterns, but it's not quite working out that way. Maybe like that, almost. Not quite. Not quite. I've missed a couple of comments. Bear with me. The blue pots. The blue pots are a nice pop of colour. They are. And Joanne says the good thing about long time travelling is you can't buy anything to take home. So true, Joanne. So true. Although I think you missed the story where we actually did get conned into buying something the other day. I might come back to that one. And Mary Lou says, wow, that sun sure is big and bright. Natasha says, sinking like a sunset. Okay, let's have a look what we have over this wall. And I'll get to the story for Joanne. So, Joanne, don't ever get caught in a shop with the shopkeeper between you and the exit. That's a lesson that we learnt the other day. Look at this, isn't this beautiful? And look at all those people out there. Dawn says, Joanne, you can and keep posting them home. Not if you're on a limited budget, Dawn. We don't have a budget for postage. I know that sounds sad, doesn't it? So I've bought I think we bought 4 fridge magnets. They're very cheap, and that's the extent of it. So we ended up in a ceramica shop the other day in the Medina in Fez, and he kept saying, "Come in, come in, come in." We're going, no, we're not buying anything. We're not buying anything. Come in, come in. No. Yeah, we ended up inside his shop, and then all of a sudden, he's between us and the exit. And what am I looking at? You want me to go that way? and he's showing us things. And we ended up buying one of those miniature tagines, the ones that are about this big. And it cost us about $10. He was already wrapping it while we were saying no, no, no. He was already wrapping it up, and I had the sticky tape wrapped around the newspaper. I don't even know what colour it is that we ended up with. Anyway, well, we've got a little souvenir tagine. There you go. And Joanne says, my house is being rented out, so it's a good excuse not to shop. Same, Joanne, yeah. Same. In fact, we got rid of almost everything we own, so that we'll be going back to a blank canvas. So we could buy a few things, but yeah. All right, so we have here Rabat Beach, and there's a surf school down there, and there's a promenade along here. And then if we look over there, we have some waves over in that direction and the lighthouse. Richard, your head's in the way. That's all right. I'll just work around you. And then there's the lighthouse over there. A tagine. Okay, Natasha, it's spelt either Tagine or Tajine, all one word. And it's a cooking pot. So it has a flat bowl with a lip around the edge. And then it has a conical shaped lid. And it's made out of earthenware. And it's excellent for cooking casseroles in. If I see one on the way back down the hill, I'll show it to you, because we literally do see them everywhere. All right, that sun's going to be a few minutes before setting. So what I'm thinking is, rather than staying up here and it's going to be dark for us to walk back down, let's spend a few moments watching it. There's the guns, more of the gun emplacement on top of that rampart, I guess, there. And over there you can see, possibly if you zoom in, there's a minaret on top of the hill. That's roughly where we're staying, sort of in that direction. And we walked down. When I took you to the beach yesterday morning, it was that beach there that you can see right in front of us, just behind the water. That's where we walked down to, and the cemetery is in behind. All right, so let's spend just a couple more minutes watching the sun from here, and then I'm going to aim to be back down the hill and hopefully catch the last few rays from down by the river, if we can. It's pretty beautiful, isn't it? And as I described the tour, we are walking in the footsteps of many, many pirates from centuries past. What are you shaking your head at?
Oh, I had to move because we were next to a couple with a baby, and she was sitting like on this, and he just had one arm on it.
Yeah, look, Richard's got his arm like this. He said there was a small child, sitting on the wall, and Dad just had his arm around her like that.
I had to move.
Yeah. All right. So take your last few frames and we'll start heading back down, and hopefully we'll get some of those dying rays as we get back down to the bottom of the hill. But I want to catch the Grand Gate on the way back down as well. So we'll head back in this direction. And is this your very first Kasbah, everybody? Is this the first time you've been inside a Kasbah? I suspect it might be. What a gorgeous place. Wow. Yeah, it sure is, Natasha. Absolutely. Absolutely beautiful. Let's have a look over here. I think we can see that tower, the Muhammad VI Tower, from a vantage point just over by the wall over here. We'll have a look at that. And can you imagine what life must have been like with warring tribes constantly, territory constantly changing hands? Here we've got the the rampart there. There's stairs that go down. There's the breakwater and the two little lighthouse markers. And then here we are. There's that magnificent building over in the distance, 250 metres tall. You've been to Marrakesh, Cindy. You'll have to direct me. You'll have to guide me when we get there. We're leaving tomorrow by train, and going to Marrakesh tomorrow. We'll be there for about 8 or 9 days. All right. So we want to actually get back down towards the wharf before it gets too dark. So that's one of the other reasons. But there will be lights coming on. And there's a lot of people around. But I'd like to see that beautiful gate up close for you before it gets dark as well. And it seems so calm now. Yeah, it does, doesn't it, Natasha? And the King's been investing a lot of money, apparently, into the various cities in advance of the African Nations tournament, football tournament, which is being held in Morocco next year. Bonjour. Oh, no, thank you. No, thank you. I have nowhere to put it. It would die. No.
No mercy.
They're very beautiful, but thank you. Everyone tries to sell you something. Everybody tries to sell you something. And if they're not trying to sell you something, then they are just putting their hands out. It's just the way of life here. So, anyway. All right, and we're going back down a different way now. We came up from the laneway just back there to the left, and you can see the beautiful stonework in all these doors, and then new doors and new shutters. They are so pushy. Yes, they are. Did I tell you the story of Richard playing football with them a few days ago? I might have mentioned it to some of you. So we're on our way back home to our Riyadh in Fez a couple of weeks ago, walking back along a laneway, and there were some teenage boys and pre-teens. We seem to have the soccer laneway. There was probably about a dozen of them all playing soccer in our laneway, kicking the ball around. And they invited Richard to shoot for goal and join in the passing. And after he'd had enough, they reached out and asked for money. They want five dirham, I think they asked for, which is about 50 cents. It's nothing, but that's not the point. That's not the point. The amount is not the point. So Richard said no. There's a tagine. Okay, so what those donuts are leaning against is a tagine. That's the top of a tagine there. Oh my goodness. Richard's going to buy 2 gigantic donuts. Only one, yeah?
Monsieur.
Just one, please. Merci. C'est combien? 2 dirham? 2 dirham. Here's my... Yeah, if you could. Sugary sweet donuts. Just what my body needs. Voilà, monsieur.
Très bien. Au revoir.
Okay. Au revoir. All right, so Richard's got this sugary sweet donut, and you need one too, Lynn? We'll share, Tina, and hi. So that was the top of the tagine was what I was pointing out. Freshly made too, look at that. Straight out of they're still hot. Oh my goodness. Merci. I'm not showing you my sugary face. All right, so here's the Grand Gate. And this gate dates back to the 12th century. I would show you the fountain, but there's lots of people sitting in front of it. It's absolutely beautiful, but I don't want to show. I don't want to point the camera at them. So this beautiful gate here, look at it. Isn't that amazing? It's 12th century. Delicieux indeed, Emily. Indeed. Soldiers coming? Yeah, we can't point the camera at soldiers. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay. So let's head out this way. Joanne says, I have donuts, but not seen any. I love donuts, but have not seen any in Georgia. I love them too.
You sure you don't want any more? You sure you don't want any more?
All right, all right.
You sure you don't want any more?
Very sugary. It's okay, we don't know them. Yeah, but they don't like being filmed. I would have filmed the fountain, Tina, but there were ladies in chadors, and I just don't know. Best to err on the side of caution when it comes to filming ladies in the traditional outfits. There we go. While I lick my fingers. Thank you. There you go. Isn't that gorgeous? It's so beautiful. The woodwork. And we are just seeing the sun dip over the horizon. There it goes. Excuse me. A crumb went down the wrong way. And I think there's some architectural foundations or a dig or maybe even a graveyard here. I'm not sure what this is here. Bit of everything. And there we go. The sun is just, if I move those people to the side, there. Tina, we've been told not to film in certain situations. Through the Medina, that it's always best to ask first, which obviously you do in shops, you do. But when it comes to soldiers with some submachine guns and ladies in their traditional dress, we're just a little sensitive to their preferences, and we know that they probably prefer not to be filmed and photographed. What am I looking at? Okay, so here we are. This is the top of the Medina. We'll be walking back down towards the boat in this direction. So we might just point in the direction of the Medina, but we may not go in. In the meantime, let's have our last look at the Kasbah from here as we walk back down the hill. Yeah, I sometimes do that sort of thing, Dawn. It wasn't really practical to do so in that situation back there. I was actually quite close to them because I turned a corner and they were there. So, yeah. But we'll see other fountains. It was one of those mosaic ones within an arch, if that makes sense. So it was very beautiful, but we'll see others. Especially when we get to Marrakesh, we'll see more. In the meantime, look at the beautiful colours of the wall here and the palm trees. It's being respectful, yeah. Okay. And that's the Kasbah de Udayas. Apparently that is an old Arabic word. Kasbah, the original spelling, I read that it was Qasbat. That's how it was originally spelt. Although you have to wonder who came up with that spelling, since the Arabic script is not like our script. That makes sense. Udayas apparently comes from a word that means river valley. So it was a fortress city sitting on a river valley. All right, so we're coming up to just over 50 minutes. I think I'll take it through to the hour. We'll cross the road, have a little look just down the... I don't want to walk in there. Richard's shaking his head. It's actually quite dark in there looking at it from here. Probably not worth going in. You'd have to go a fair way, wouldn't you?
Well, we'll see. We can go down there and look down and go in.
It does look a bit dark in there. I think we'll see plenty more Medinas when we get to Marrakesh. So this one was very similar in appearance to the one in Salah. So if you'll forgive us, guys, I think we might bypass the Medina, because it doesn't do it any justice if we just sort of point the camera in that direction and keep walking. Okay, there's another one of these gun turrets. Let's look back along the wall of the city before we leave. Really beautiful. I'm really glad we made the effort and came here. Climbing into that little boat and all, and I've still got to go do it on the way back. Oh, there we go. The Le Dao has its lights on now. So, which way do you think's the easiest way back? Down the stairs or down the path? Down the path. So there's a traditional crafts store across the road there, gallery. The lights have come on now over here, both on the Kasbah and across the water on the new apartments. What does the flashing cross mean that we just saw? That's a pharmacy. Where was that? It's quite common throughout Europe, is that flashing green cross. It indicates a pharmacy. There we go. How beautiful is that? Let's look back. Beautiful. And I think I was going to say something, but I've forgotten what it was. Can't have been very important. I was going to mention that I'm talking to several interesting guides right now, and one of them I brought onto the calendar today. That's Leslie from Egypt. Yeah. So we're going to go down. We're going to negotiate the stairs. Leslie from Egypt came on board today. You'll be pleased to know. So her first tour is tomorrow night. Keep an eye out for that. I'm also talking to, let me see, who am I talking to? I've spoken with Adam, who does the crime events, trying to get him to come on board. I've spoken with David in Niagara, trying to get him to come on board. And I've also spoken with Dawn, you'll love this. Hopefully, cross your fingers. John Woo in Korea. Trying to get him on board. And who else? There have been a few this week that I've been talking to. So she's actually from the UK. Yes, that's correct. Leslie Hanan. She's from the UK, but she lives part of the year, I believe. I don't know her entire story, but I think she lives part of the year in Egypt. And her husband, I think, is from Egypt. She's lived in Egypt for decades. I was just thinking of Leslie the other day. I do miss Adam. Love to see Korea. So, and there was one other. Oh, who was it? Oh, Gerard. I'm speaking to Gerard as well. So hopefully I'll be able to convince him to list on our calendar too. So that was just today. I've spoken to Gerard. He's got a new baby and that's why he's been absent. So life's been busy for Gerard. I think he said his baby is 9 months old. All right, one last look at the Kasbah. I don't know where. Oh, there's Richard over there. She's in UK for good, more or less now, Leslie. Thanks for the update, Joanne. I wasn't aware of that. We didn't kind of get down to the nitty-gritty of what we're doing in our personal lives. We just sort of talked about how to do stuff. So, yeah. She is delivering a tour about Giza tomorrow night. And Gerard is lovely. He is lovely. Yes, indeed. All right. So let's go back past this ship. Starting to see the lights, looking lovely. This is a beautiful time of day. The sun's gone down. It's not dark yet. We've got that in-between light that just looks lovely. Well, there he is. I was just double checking where my other half has gone. And I'm not sure if I'm hearing a call to prayer or if it's just, I think there's a bit of Arabic music, but I thought I heard a call to prayer as well. I might have been mistaken about that. Natasha says, I would love to see the guide from Berlin. I just adored him. Anyone remember his name? No. But if you can remember, let me know and I'll try and find him. I'd like to go down closer to the boat, but I'm mindful of all these little vehicles here. I should be able to squeeze in between them. All these little cars scooting around. Hi, Catherine. How are you going? Martin, is it? Is it Martin in Berlin? Anytime you can think of a guide like that, especially if you know that they are still doing virtual tours. I'm trying to persuade Nurana, who I know is running a channel on her own Facebook. I'm trying to convince her to join the calendar because going solo is really, it's a tough slog. If she could really benefit by joining our community, I'm sure. So if ever you happen to see a guide who's, out there doing virtual tours, let them know, bring them in, invite them along, and we'll, if we know about them, we'll do the rest. And that can be very persuasive as well, as you probably all know. So we combine forces. Whoa! Mika in Japan. I saw something from Mika recently. I thought it looked to me like she was starting some kind of a new project and I wasn't sure exactly what it was. So I was trying to figure out what exactly she's doing. But you guys feel free to contact them as well or just mention it. Here we go. The corn and chickpea man is over here. Miss Harry too. I have tried to contact Harry, but I haven't had a reply. They did almost hit me. It was very close. She was a bit reckless, that one. And Joanne says, pity you can't get Claudine in Paris. She's excellent. Another one who I've tried to message, and I don't think she's seen my message. You mean Claudine in, Rouge Blanc Bleu? Is that the one? And I think I contacted her because you mentioned it, Joanne. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure I was. Sorry, I was just staying alert. I'm staying alert, and I can't have my brain in two places at once. Apparently, where's my husband? Oh, there he is. It's rather busy around here. Yeah, so again, if you guys think of it, if you happen to be chatting to these guides, mention us and see if we can't, as a team, bring them in, because I'm absolutely certain that the combined community is going to help everybody rather than trying to go it solo. I'm going to have a chat with Kevin in Newfoundland on Sunday, and we're going to see about doing some kind of a collaboration if we can. He's doing really, really good stuff on his YouTube channel about these sort of react videos, where you react to, and it's all been on Australian stuff. So he's been reacting to things like Australian football and Australian music and stuff like that. And his channel's really doing well at the moment. I'm going to try and have a chat with him on Sunday and see if we can do something together. All right, well, I think I've been rabbiting on long enough. And Jo says, I know she's really busy. Natasha, can you do a joint Zoom with Susanna if she's ever well enough? Natasha, Annette is talking to Susanna right now. She's going to try and persuade Susanna to do a cooking guest spot. I don't think Susanna's ever going to come back and on her own and do tours on her own, but Annette is going to try and persuade her to be a guest chef, do a virtual kitchen together. So we'll keep you posted about that. And Dawn says, Louise in New Zealand is still doing virtual tours. I keep contacting Louise and she seems reluctant. I don't know if it's because she goes live spontaneously. She doesn't schedule. It may be the case. I'm not really sure. But again, if you happen to be talking to Louise, mention the calendar and see if she, just remind her. She may have forgotten that we're there. People get busy. All right, there's a nice shot of the Medina with their little cars coming past. I'm going to sign off. Let's turn this camera around one last time so you can see me all hot and sweaty. There we go. He keeps trying to get out of shot. Come on. All right, that's us done. Hope you enjoyed the Medina and the Kasbah and the walk and the little boat ride. We're going to try and find our way back across. It's too dark to keep streaming on the river on our way back. It's just getting dark out there. Thank you, Lynn. Always love your company, all of you. Thank you so much. What are we doing? What? He keeps directing me. I don't know what he's directing me at. There we go. You can't see what I'm seeing. So.
Be the camera. Work with me. Be the camera.
Work with me. She was out before the storm. Oh, the typhoon that's coming through. That's right. I saw that. And boat ride? Oh, all right. Okay. I'll show you the boats, but we're going to turn off. Let me just turn the camera around and I'll show you the little boats that we came across on camera. That camera. There we go. Do you see that little boat out there with the fellow on the oars. That's how we get back to our side of the river. These are little boats down here. I can keep the camera rolling. Should we keep the camera rolling? We can keep the camera rolling. If it goes dark before we get to the other side, or if the battery goes dead, then we've already said our goodbyes, haven't we? Okay, let's see if there's a boat ready for us or if we have to wait. Oh. Everyone's saying, keep the camera going, keep the camera going. Is there enough room in that one for us? He's gone. We've missed that one. We'll be on the next one. I don't know, is there enough room in here for us? Maybe. Let's look towards the Kasbah while we wait. Yeah, I'll get it for you. Are we allowed in this one or not? That one? That one? I'm looking for money. We're trying to find a boat. Hold on. Let's. Here's a try. We're not getting in that one. That one's going. Right, have to be this one. Okay. I'm trying not to. It's hard. Yes, the guy rows. That's right, and he stands up to row. Okay. Now we're trying to avoid pointing the camera at anybody. Front. He wants us in the front. Okay. Good up. All right, that's good. All right, so we're just waiting for our oarsmen to come on board. Here we go. We can see what the guy does over here. They stand to row. He stands and faces forward. That's right, Lynn. Absolutely. Yeah, it's really an unusual way of manoeuvring the boat. It's okay? Yeah? So here we go. Here's our oarsman here. And the beautiful, beautiful boat in the background, the floating restaurant and the Kasbah over there. They aren't motorised. No, Emily, they're not. It's a real workout these guys do. And then across the other side is looking towards where we're staying, over there. And I'm just going to point towards the Medina. There we go. Beautiful. Look at that. That's gorgeous. A bit out of our price range, Emily. Yeah, we leave tomorrow morning anyway. But we did go to a nice cafe up inside the Kasbah yesterday, which had a beautiful view. Okay, it's Rabat. Tina, R-A-B-A-T, Rabat, Morocco. And the river is called the Boo. I think it's Ragreb, R-A-G-R-E-B, something like that. But Rabat is the city, and Kasbah de Udayas, Oudayas. So look for that. Please catch postcards of this beautiful view and share it. It's gorgeous. And listen to the music in the background as well. It's so exotic, isn't it? And to think I almost deprived you of this. All right, we're here. We'll get out of the boat, then I'll turn off. It's too hard to do it here. We're not going to Casablanca, Tina. We're just going to Marrakesh and then Tangier. We read up on Casablanca and it didn't excite us. It seems to be very busy and industrial and not as appealing as the other places that we chose to go to instead. We have this impression of what Casablanca is based on the movie more than anything else, I think. Okay. All right, we're here. We made it. Okay. One last shot and then I'll finish up. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for putting up with me and my gasping and what have you. I'm going to finish up now. And I thank you all who support me. They're always very grateful. And if you have an opportunity or if you would like to support me on a one-off basis, I'd be very grateful for that as well. Is it dinner time now? We've had our dinner. Natasha, we had it just before we boarded the boat. So we had chicken and frites in the Medina. And I just got the low battery warning. All right. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.